There is a moment in every man's life when silence speaks louder than anything he could ever say, when words fail and only the echo of what he's lost remains. Tonight, I want to tell you a story about a man who learned that truth the hardest way possible. A story not about love, not about heartbreak, but about awakening. He was a man of control, calm, composed, always knowing what to say, what to do, and how to appear untouched. People around him admired that silence. They thought it was peace, but in reality, it was armor. Armor built from years of disappointment, from trusting people who never stayed, from giving pieces of himself to those who never knew what they were worth. Her name doesn't matter. What matters is what she represented. Chaos wrapped in beauty, comfort disguised as care. She walked into his life like a song he didn't know he needed, and before he knew it, he couldn't stop listening. For the first time, his silence wasn't peace. It was waiting, waiting for her voice, her message, her presence. And that's how he lost himself. Because that's how it always begins, not with betrayal, but with comfort, not with lies, but with warmth. She told him, "You're different." She told him, "I care about you." And he believed it. He believed it because he wanted to. Because the truth is, most men don't fall for beauty. They fall for the idea of being understood. Days turned into weeks, and the bond grew stronger. She would talk about her fears, her dreams, her past, and he'd listen like a man trying to memorize every word. He'd stay up late, replaying every conversation, wondering what she really meant. And every time she pulled away, he blamed himself. But what he didn't see was that she wasn't trying to love him. She was trying to feel loved through him. And that's a dangerous game, because eventually, someone always runs out of pieces to give. One evening, as the sun sank and painted the sky in shades of gold and ash, she stopped replying. No warning, no reason, just silence. At first, he told himself she was busy, then that she needed space. But deep down, he knew something had shifted. The silence that used to bring him peace now suffocated him. Every unread message felt heavier than the last. He tried to distract himself, but her absence echoed in everything. The coffee they shared, the places they went, even the songs they used to talk about. Everything became a reminder of something that no longer existed. And then came the hardest part, realizing that she was never really his, that he was just a chapter in her story, while she became the entire book in his. He could have stayed broken, many do. But he didn't. One night, he sat in that silence, no music, no calls, no noise, just him. And for the first time, he faced himself. He realized he had mistaken attention for affection. He had mistaken words for love. And in that realization, he found something far greater than closure. He found truth. Because truth is what remains when illusions die. He stopped asking why she left and started asking why he held on. He stopped waiting for her to understand his silence and learned to understand it himself. He stopped chasing people who only came close when it was convenient and started walking alone, not because he wanted to, but because he finally understood that solitude is the place where men are rebuilt. Weeks passed, then months, and slowly, her voice faded from his mind. Her face became just another memory that didn't hurt anymore. He began to see that she didn't destroy him. She revealed him. She showed him the parts of himself he had forgotten, the patience, the strength, the quiet fire. One night, as he walked by the same place where they first met, he smiled. Not because he missed her, but because he didn't. That's when he realized, peace doesn't come from getting someone back. It comes from never needing them again. He learned that real strength isn't about moving on quickly. It's about standing still until the pain teaches you what it came to teach. He stopped chasing love that demanded his silence. Instead, he embraced the kind that began with it. The kind that doesn't need to be loud to be real. In the end, she became what she was always meant to be. A lesson, a necessary heartbreak. The fire that burned away everything that wasn't truly him. And from those ashes he rebuilt himself, wiser, quieter, stronger. So if you were listening to this and you feel that same ache, That silence after someone you thought would stay is gone. Remember this. You are not broken. You're awakening. Some people are meant to love us. Others are meant to teach us. And sometimes the greatest gift they give is their absence. Pain isn't the enemy. Attachment is. And once you let go, once you stop fighting for what isn't meant to return, you'll see it. The quiet glow of peace rising from the ruins. That's the moment you understand. It was never about losing them. It was about finding you. You are not your past. You are what you've learned from it. You are what you choose to become after the fire. And remember, silence isn't emptiness. It's space. Space to rebuild. Space to heal. Space to grow into the version of yourself that no heartbreak could destroy. This is the Stoic flame, where pain turns into purpose, and where the quiet ones finally learn to speak, not to be heard, but to be free.